Hi, it's Dawn from Ninja Bunny Crochet. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the invisible decrease. This can be worked in single crochet, half double crochet, or double crochet. I'm going to show you how to work this technique in back and forth rows, but it also can be done in the round. In fact, it actually works best when you're working it in the round, because when you're working this invisible decrease in back and forth rows, it always has to be worked on the front side of the work or the right side of the work, because it'll be quite noticeable on the wrong side of the work, which when I get into showing you the stitch, I will explain to you and show it to you. So let's grab our hooks and grab our yarn, and let's start working on the invisible decrease. For today's tutorial, I'm going to be using a J 6.0 millimeter hook and some worsted weight yarn. It doesn't matter what size yarn you use or what size hook, as long as your hook and your yarn match. We're going to start with the single crochet swatch. I've done a few rows of single crochet just to start us off. I'm going to chain one and turn the work. I'm going to place just a couple of single crochets here to start us off, to start the next row before we do a decrease. So I've got 4 single crochets here, and then let's say your pattern says you need to do a decrease next. A traditional single crochet decrease, you insert your hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop, insert into the next one and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, which is perfectly fine for most patterns. It's a typical normal single crochet decrease. If you were doing like an amigurumi, you're going to get these gap spaces when you do your decreases, which might allow your stuffing to come out. So doing the invisible decrease helps remove these gap spaces in your decreases. Let me place a single crochet next to it so you can see what I'm talking about. You get these little bit wider spaces, and they're pretty obvious where that decrease is. So what you can do is the single crochet invisible decrease. And how we do that is we work in the front loops only. So let me show you, if you're not familiar with your front loops and your back loops. This is your front loop right here, and this is your back loop. So to do this decrease, we're going to be working in the front loops only. So for what we'll do is we insert our hook into the front loop, do not yarn over, insert into the next stitch in the front loop only, then yarn over, pull through the first stitch, pull through the second stitch. Now we have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, and complete your single crochet. I'm going to place a couple of single crochets now, just so that you can see, you have some comparison as to where that stitch is. Now when you look at your swatch, it's really difficult to see where you decreased, and there's no gap spaces between the decrease and the next single crochets. Let's do another decrease. Insert your hook into the next stitch in the front loop only, do not yarn over, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through the first stitch, pull through the second stitch, 2 loops on your hook, complete the single crochet as normal. And we're going to do another couple of stitches, couple of single crochets, so that you can, again, you can see that it's very difficult to tell where that decrease is. We'll do another decrease, insert into that front loop again, do not yarn over, into the next stitch into the front loop. Now we'll yarn over, pull through the first stitch, pull through the second stitch, yarn over, and complete your single crochet. And then we just have 2 more stitches left in this row, so we'll just complete those stitches. And now you can take a look at this row where we've decreased 3 times, and it's really kind of hard to see where those decreases are. Now, what I was saying before, this is your right side. Now, if you flip your work and you look at the wrong side of your work, it's pretty obvious where those are, because you can see your back loops that you didn't work, which is why when you're working this stitch in back and forth rows, you always have to decrease on the right side of the work, not the wrong side. So this invisible decrease would be something that you would be working when there is a distinct right side and wrong side to your work. So might not work so well for a scarf or something in that nature. May be okay for a blanket if you have a definite right side and wrong side to the blanket. Wouldn't work so well with other types of projects, like I said, that you see both sides of the project. Hats would be fabulous because you don't see the inside of a hat. And if you're working in the round, again like this, your right side's always on the outside, so you can decrease each round if you need to. So that is how you would do it in single crochet. I will get my half double crochet swatch out and show you how to work this same stitch, the decrease, in half double crochet. Here's my half double crochet swatch. I've already done a few rows of half double crochet to start with. So we're going to chain 2, turn the work, and put in a few half double crochet stitches to start off, just like I did with the single crochet. Now, when we normally do a half double crochet decrease, we yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, and pull through all 5. And we get this large, almost like a puff stitch when we do that. So it's, again, not as noticeable in the half double crochets, but it is still fairly noticeable. So if you want to make it a little less noticeable, and again, you have, same as with the single crochet, you are working when you have a distinct right side and wrong side to your work, you can work this stitch to make it less noticeable in your decreases. Again, we're going to be working in our front loops only, and because it's half double crochet, we're going to yarn over to start with, insert into that front loop of the next stitch, do not yarn over, go into the front loop of the next stitch, then we're going to yarn over, pull through the first stitch, pull through the next stitch. We're left with 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. And I'm going to make a couple of half double crochets now after that stitch, just so that you can see how it really blends in very well. And there is our decrease is right here, but it really makes it kind of hard to see where that decrease is, so it really blends it in, so it does make it virtually invisible. So let's do a few more. So we're going to yarn over, insert into that front loop, do not yarn over, go right into the next front loop of the next stitch, yarn over, pull through that first stitch, pull through the next stitch, 3 loops left, yarn over, and complete the half double crochet by pulling through all 3 loops. Let's do a couple of regular half doubles, because most patterns don't have you decrease twice in a row, but some do. And again, you can see how it looks. Let's do one more. Yarn over, insert into that front loop, not yarn over, insert into the next front loop, yarn over, pull through the first stitch, pull through the second stitch, 3 loops left on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, and we have 2 stitches left, so let's just go ahead and do those 2 stitches. And you can take a look at this. Just lay this out for you to take a look at. And you can see how those decreases just really blend right in very well with our rows. And just like with the single crochet, when you flip it over onto the wrong side, you can see where those decreases are because where the back loops are unworked. So let's get out our double crochet swatch and I'll show you how to work this stitch in double crochet. Now here's the double crochet swatch. I did a few rows of double crochet, so we're going to chain up 2, turn the work, and place a few double crochet stitches here so that we could start off the row. Okay, now we're ready to do a decrease. Now a traditional double crochet decrease, you yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, you have 3 loops left, yarn over, and pull through all 3. And that gives you a little bit of almost like a V there for pulling those 2 stitches together. So if you want to make, again, this will make it a little less noticeable doing the invisible double crochet decrease, but just like with the half double and the single, this needs to be done on the right side of the work only. So we're going to yarn over, go into the front loop of the next stitch, do not yarn over, go into the front loop of the next stitch, make sure you get that front loop only, pull up a loop, go through the first stitch, go through the next stitch, and you have 3 loops left, yarn over, and complete your double crochet. Now let's just do a couple of stitches here so that you have something, so you can really get a look at how it looks in the middle of your work. And here is your decrease, and here's a couple of stitches and a couple of stitches, and it really virtually looks like another double crochet stitch. So let's do a few more. So we're going to yarn over, go into the first front loop, do not yarn over, go right into the next stitch, front loop, yarn over, pull through the first stitch, pull through the next stitch, yarn over, and complete your double crochet. And we'll do another few regular double crochets. And again, it's right here, and you can see how it virtually blends in nice. Let's do one more. Oh, don't yarn over. See, my natural inclination is to yarn over, but don't yarn over. Insert into the next front loop, now yarn over. Pull through the first stitch, pull through the second stitch, and complete your double crochet. And we have 2 stitches left on this swatch, so we'll just finish those stitches off. And now you can get a good look at that. And let me back out the camera here, and I will bring in the other swatches for you to look at. Oh, that was not back, that was forward. Okay, so here is the half double crochet, and here is the single crochet swatch. Got all these little tails in the way too. So there is the invisible decrease. So if you've liked this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that bell. Thanks for watching, and happy crocheting. Bye-bye.